This video that I'm about to start is a video explaining Pythagorean theorem. Now, if you forgot what we were doing the past few days or you're unsure on what to do today, you should definitely continue watching this video. As you can see on Edmodo, I posted a Google Forms document where you will submit your answers and answer those 10 questions on there. There are 10 questions about Pythagorean theorem, and let's say you scroll through them and you're unsure what to do, you should definitely continue watching this video. The first 5 problems are going to have problems with the hypotenuse missing, and the next 5 problems are going to have problems with the legs missing. It is very important to keep track of what A, B, and C are in your Pythagorean theorem to successfully solve all 10 problems. So the first example you're going to see is one like this with the hypotenuse missing. Now, when I was at my workshop last week, I learned about this cool feature called the drawing tool. Now, I'm still learning the little, kinks on how to do this, but I hope that some of you are watching and can even help me when I come back on Thursday. So first I'm going to insert my image. And notice my image has 3 sides of my triangle that are labeled. There's one with 2 and 15 centimeters. Now those are known as my legs because my right angle is right over here with that little square marking representing it. That's the right angle. The 2 sides around the right angle are known as my legs, and with the question mark is my hypotenuse missing. Now the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to first insert a text box. And I'm going to define my variables. A, my first leg is going to be 2 centimeters. B, my second variable, we'll do it like this, is going to be 15 centimeters. And C is going to be X because that's our unknown and that's what we're looking for. Now I'm going to rewrite the equation A squared plus B squared equals C squared. And just to give you guys a heads up, on my keyboard, we actually end up representing squared using the caret symbol and the square symbol. So and the 2 symbol. 2 number, sorry. If you are to enter this in your calculator, this is how you can also enter an A squared, A caret, and then 2. Or you could have put 5 caret 2 is the same way. So either way works. If you happen to be able to find the symbol key to represent that exponent, that's great as well. So I'm going to rewrite every single time this Pythagorean theorem. It's important that you understand we're using the Pythagorean theorem because we do have a right angle here. So now we have B caret 2 to represent B squared equals C caret, and by the way, caret on a keyboard is shift 6. C caret 2, which is also known as C squared. Now I'm going to replace all my variables with the numbers or items, numbers, integers that are given to us. So we have 2 squared plus 15 squared equals, and C we don't know, so we're going to represent that as X squared. So now 2 squared, or 2 times 2, I hope you all know, which is going to be 4. And 15 squared, which is also 15 times 15, you can either get up and go and get a calculator from the back of my classroom, or you can go to the board and look at my chart there that should have 15 squared. So 15 times 15 happens to be 225 equals X squared. Now we're going to find the sum and add 225 plus 4 together, giving us 229 equals C squared. Now the last step, you may think we're done, but we're really not. Now 229 is not your final answer. Your goal is to get C completely by itself. That means you cannot have C squared. And to get rid of that exponent, you have to find the square root. But remember, what you do to one side of the equation, you must do to the other side. So now I'm going to find the square root of both equations. Now, I also learned about this really cool tool called Scribble. And I'm going to draw this square root on both sides, showing that I'm getting rid of, wow, that's kind of a sloppy square root, but that's okay. That I'm getting rid of that exponent. And what I do to one side, I must do to the other side. Now that you see my wonderful handwriting, I hope you never forget this. So now I'm going to go back to my text box. I have that square root. And now I like to put my variables on my left side. So I'm going to put C equals the square root of 229. Now let's say if you don't know what that is or you're not sure, you forget how to plug in a calculator, you simply type 229 and then hit the square root button. Now that works if you are on a cell phone doing your homework, if you are on an iPad using that calculator, your Apple Watch, or one of my calculators as well, especially the little small blue one. Now if you're on a fancy calculator, make sure that square root has a 2 in it, not the 3 or not the y. It must have a 2. Square means 2. It should have the square roots. And your answer on your calculator is probably 15.132745595. Now writing all those digits is too much. You do not need to do that. And in the example and the directions I showed you, you can round to the nearest tenth. So if I have 15.1327, I can simply write 15.1, and of course our units, centimeters. And that is our final answer. That is known as my hypotenuse. Now what's really cool about this feature, I'm going to press save and close. And it's right in my document. Now, come on, that's pretty awesome. And it's so awesome, we're gonna do another one. So I hope you enjoyed this problem right here. If you're unsure, you can screenshot this, save this. This is for you. Use it today to help you. Now I'm gonna scroll down and I'm gonna enter in another one. Let's try this one more time, but this time, guess what's gonna be missing? Oop, it is going to be my legs are going to be missing. So I'm going to insert another drawing. Hold on, let me do this the right way. Now I'm going to insert this image right here. And looking at my triangle, I see what is given to me. Wow, I noticed that this time I have one of my legs missing. That means I don't have A, I do have B, and I do have C. It's a little different than the last problem. So again, let me insert a text box. And first things first, let's define our variables. A equals, oh, that's our question mark, so I'm going to represent that as X. B equals 7 inches. And C, my hypotenuse, right on the slant, is 11 inches. It's 11 inches. Now, as always, we're going to rewrite our equation. Stay nice, neat, and organized. You should all be doing this in your notebook if you would like. Equals C squared. Now, again, I'm using the caret as my squared. You can write an exponent as a 2. The caret you use if you're using the bigger calculators, or if you're using any online calculators as well, that's the same thing. So now I'm going to replace A with X squared plus 7 squared equals 11 squared. Now I'm going to leave X squared because I have no number there, plus 7 squared, which is 7 times 7, and you should all know that's 49, equals 11 times 11, which is 121. Now I'm looking at my expression that I have given, and I notice it's a little different than my last one. I don't see X squared by itself. In fact, I happen to see 49 around it in an addition sign, so that inverse operation, or the brother of addition, is subtraction. So I'm going to subtract 49 from both sides, because remember, what I do to one side, I must do to the other side. Now, you know what? I have a scribble tool. I'm going to draw that line that I hope you're all drawing in your notebooks as well, to represent that we're moving to our next step. Ooh, let's go back. Now we're back to this equation. So we have X squared equals 121 minus 49. You could do that on your own, or you may take your calculator, type in 121 minus 49, giving me 72. Now again, I'm not done. My X squared is not by itself. There's an exponent on it. So again, I'm going to do this nice fancy scribble tool. I'm going to do the square root to get rid of that exponent. What I do to one side, I must do to the other side. And let's go back. So I have X equals, now I have 72. I typed in 72 in my calculator, hitting that square root button. And again, I have 8.485281374. Now, please, please, please do not write all those digits. All you need to do is round to the nearest tenth. So we're going to round that to 8.5. And of course, our units, we cannot forget that. And we have inches. And that is known as our missing leg. So now I can save and close this. Oh, look at that. I have another problem right there. That is pretty cool. There's my 2 problems, all my work, nice, neat, organized. Now, I hope you enjoyed watching this. Not only did you learn how to find the leg and the hypotenuse of triangle, but you also learned something about this new tool on Google Docs that I believe you can use in any Google Doc, PowerPoint, anything. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please look back on this if you're stuck at all on anything. So give it your best shot. Go onto the Google Forms. You should all be able to complete this. You need to use your notebook to write these steps out. And all I want to see on the Google Forms is just that one individual answer. So good luck. Have fun. Enjoy.